So today we will be doing something a little bit fun. We will be doing a palette versus using a UK indie brand and a affordable, I think Profusion is also a UK brand as well. And we are going to see which palette is really worth its coin. And do you really need to splurge to get a beautiful eye look? Or can you save some money and still pull off a very fun, fire, bold look? So if this is something that you want to see and my thoughts on both these palettes, then definitely keep on watching. So we're going to create a look using these two eyeshadow palettes, and we're going to try to do the same look on each eye, and I hope we can nail it, because it's my first time doing a video like this. So y'all pray for me, but let's go ahead and get into it. The first color I'm going to use is Velvet from the Lethal Cosmetics palette. We're going to take that color from inner corner to outer corner. Going in with a different brush, we're going to take the color Dusk. And this has more of a blue base, whereas the Velvet shade, oh no, they look similar on the eye. Hold on, let me blend it out first. And we're going to pack that in the eye as well. Okay, so these colors are pretty similar on the eye. Let me try to build up this Profusion one to make sure we get as much intensity as possible before I compare the two. But the purples are very, very similar. I will say this one is slightly warmer, like it's got more pink red as opposed to blue over here, but they're very, very similar, and I feel like from far away you really can't tell the difference. So far so good. And that was the color Dusk over here and then Velvet over here. So let's go ahead and go in with a shade to blend out the edges. Let's take the color Crescent in the Lethal Cosmetics palette. It's a very light dusty shade. It's like a dusty rose. We're going to use that to try to blow out the edges. And it's okay if you blend away the dark purple shade. We will go back and add it. On the other side, we're going to go in with the color, I'm actually going to mix Dawn and Meadow because they're kind of similar. We'll see if we can get a color that's close to the other side. Maybe a little bit more Dawn. I will say I feel like I was able to blend out that light dusty shade on the Lethal Cosmetics side a little bit faster. And the Lethal Cosmetics shade, it is definitely a lot more warmer in terms of the pink that's on the eye. This one has definitely got more of like a white base. This one has more of like a pink base in it. All right, now that we've almost completely blended away the purple, we're going to go back in and add Dusk on this side and Velvet on this side, and then we'll go in with another shade. So as I'm reapplying Dusk from Profusion, I feel like the color isn't as opaque when I applied Velvet on this eye. The Profusion isn't as pigmented on first application like Lethal Cosmetics. That's what I'm noticing. The Lethal Cosmetics shadows just seem a little bit easier to blend. Like they blend a little bit more smoothly than Profusion. But again, $12 palette versus our almost $60 palette, I expect there to be some difference in quality and application as well as payoff. So you just need to work a little bit harder with Profusion to get this. The next shade I want to go into is the black. So we're going to take Obsidian from Lethal Cosmetics and we're going to apply that to the outer V. From the Profusion palette, we're going to take the color Nocturnal and do the same thing, stamp it in the outer crease. I haven't blended it out yet, I'm just stamping it, and then we'll go in with the previous brush that had the purple on it and blend it out. We're going to take the brush that had the purple on it. So for this side, this is the brush that had Velvet on it, and we're going to use that to just lightly blend out these edges. And I just love purple on my eyes. I feel like it really goes with dark brown eyes. At least my dark brown eyes. I don't know about yours. And then on the other side, it was Dusk. taking a little bit more of Nocturnal and just bringing it up into the crease so that it matches the shape of the other eye. All right, that looks beautiful. So now I think I want to do a half cut crease. So we're going to take the concealer and we're just going to use the L'Oreal Infallible, and I'm going to cut the crease just halfway, and then we'll go in and apply our shimmer. We're going to start off with the pink. So for the Profusion side, we're going to take the color Afterglow. And this is a very flaky pink and white shimmer. It's kind of chunky. And we're going to put it right here in this inner corner. And then on the other side, we're going to go in with the color Enchantress. And we're going to add that to the inner corner. We're going to take the color Ember, which is a gorgeous shifty purple. And we're going to apply it right next to Enchantress. I'm trying to get these to match. So I'm going to take a little bit of Eclipse and Violet Hour and see if I can concoct a mixture that's similar to Ember, because Eclipse has like a black base and then Violet is like a true plum purple. So I figure mixing them both will kind of give me the color of Ember. Okay, so that's how we're looking, and we're looking kind of similar. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I love it. Okay, for the blue, we're gonna go in with Ethereal, and we're gonna put this on the outer edge. And then on the other side, I'm gonna do the color Dreamscape. So this is what the eyes look like right now, with the pink, purple, and then the blue. And honestly, I think our eyes look very similar. So I'm just going to run through the 3 shimmer shades on each eye and just blend them out, make them look very seamless, touch up the outer corner, and then I'll come back to show you the eyes before we move on to the face. Okay, so I went and cleaned up both eyes, and I think we're looking pretty good. The undertone of the eyes is different, but the palettes are performing pretty well. I think, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I do think Lethal Cosmetics is kind of winning because their shimmer formula is just much more high quality. And as you can see, like, they're similar, but it's the consistency of the shimmer and the undertone of the shimmer that's what's giving the difference in the look. Like this color, this is Ember, the purple, and as you can see, it's got a little bit more of that purple in it, whereas Eclipse has like more of black and blue. But we also have this color Violet Hour from Profusion, which has that purple blaze. So if I mix these two together, I could get something like Ember, and the consistencies are relatively the same. Same thing with the blue shade. This is Dreamscape, and then this is Ethereal. Dreamscape has a little bit more smooth and has probably a little bit more like some type of emollient in it to make it smooth, whereas this one from Profusion is really dry, but the colors are pretty similar. So honestly, the colors may not match up, but you do get the same type of shimmer, glitter, duochrome in both of these palettes. They just may not be the same exact color. So that's what I'm actually loving. And I mean, I think we're relatively in the same color family, so close enough. So let me go clean off my hands. I'm going to add a black wing liner on both sides, and then I'm going to put some lashes on, and then we'll be right back to do the face. All right, I'm back. So I did my whole face. And so now let's go back to the lower lash line. So I'm gonna do one lash at a time. Like, I'm gonna do one whole eye at a time, because going back and forth between each eyeshadow from each palette is getting my nerves. So we are gonna take the same colors we had in the crease on the lower lash line. From the Lethal Cosmetic palette, we're going to take the color Velvet first and just take that underneath the eye. And then we're gonna follow it up with the color Obsidian, which is the black. And again, only halfway. And then for the inner corner part, I think we're gonna go in with the color Ember. We're gonna make it meet with the black and purple. Love it. Oh, and then to finish off this eye, I'm gonna add a little bit more of the pink shade in the inner corner. Just like that. For the Profusion side, we're gonna do something similar. We're gonna take the color Dusk and run that underneath the lash line, only halfway. And then we're gonna take the black shade, which is Nocturnal. And then for the inner corner, we're gonna go in with, we're gonna do Eclipse and a little bit of Violet Hour. And then for the inner corner, we're gonna take the color Afterglow. Alright, so I'm back with the finished makeup look, and I think the eyes look stunning. Now, I know there is a difference between the eyes because the Lethal Cosmetics has definitely more contrast to their colors than the Profusion side, but overall, I think both eyes are pretty, so whether you get the cheaper palette or the more expensive palette, you'll be able to create a gorgeous look. Very, very sultry, very dark, and it's got a lot of depth, and the shimmers do perform really nicely. They're just not the exact same undertone. But that just goes to show you can splurge and get beautiful quality, easy blending, beautiful opaque shades, and then you can save some coin. You gotta blend a little bit more, but you still get these very nice shimmer shades. They're very foiled, they're very wet, and they're accessible, you know, in our neighborhood Walmart, whereas Lethal Cosmetics you have to order from the UK. So it really just depends on what your budget, what your style of makeup is, your expertise, and how much you want to spend blending, because I did have to take a little extra work on this side of the eye. So with that being said, do I recommend this palette? Of course I do. I think this is a lovely palette. I think it is definitely worth the $54. And Lethal Cosmetics has great products. Not even just this palette, but their selection overall is beautiful. The quality of their eyeshadow is beautiful. And you will not regret purchasing something from them. But if you are on a budget but you still love the plain makeup, Profusion is a great alternative to some of those expensive UK indie brand palettes that we may not be able to afford. I mean, look at all these beautiful foiled shades that you get. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 beautiful shades. The mattes are a little bit on the dusty side, and you do kind of have to work them up a little bit more, but you get to practice up your makeup skills. So I think this palette is also great for its money. So it really just depends on what your wallet is willing to put out, to be honest. If you like this style video, if you like my content, definitely leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know which palette you would pick up and which eye you like better. And I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.